Hi, my name is Caitlyn. So I am a summer naturalist here at Dorothy Pico Nature Center. Today I'll be taking you on a virtual hike over Whitetail Ridge, and I will be showing you different edible plants along the way. Some of them I know what they might taste like or reportedly, and some of them I've been cooking with, so you can stay tuned for those videos of me trying to cook wild foods. But hopefully this will be enjoyable and educational. Let's go! Okay, foraging is allowed in state parks, but you don't want to overpick things and not have food left for the animals. You have a grocery store where this is the case. You're allowed to take nuts, berries, and fungi, and you can take a few leaves and a few petals from other plants. But please don't take the whole plant with you or uproot the entire plant. So one thing I want to point out as we keep going along the trail is that we have self-guided trail markers, and we have put out activities for you to do while you hike Whitetail Ridge. So the activity that's up right now is animal yoga. So you can pause and do a pose that fits another kind of animal, and there's all along the trail. So look for a post like this with a sign. Alright, so behind me you'll see a trail sign. These are meant if you would get lost on the trail to indicate which one you're on, as well as a phone number, or if you need to call 911, there's a number underneath of it that you can tell the first responders so they know which location to go to. So if we continue this way, you'd be on Walnut Valley. So we're going to go up the stairs past the playscape, and you can see a sign over there that says Walnut Ridge. Alright, so what you'll see right here, this is Virginia waterleaf. So this plant, the leaves are edible, so you could pluck them off. I'm not going to, I'm going to leave them intact for now. And the leaves are supposed to taste kind of cucumbery. So you'll have a picture more close up of this item, but we have some fir oak trees here on the Nature Center's property. And so, because they're oaks, they drop acorns. What you may not have known is that you can actually eat an acorn. They're just like any other nut. The catch is, these acorns have a lot of tannin in it, which means if you boil it, the water is going to turn brown. You want to boil the acorn until there is no more tannin left, so it's white, clear water. Then you can pound it up and use it in muffins, as plain, whatever you would want to eat a nut as, you can eat the acorn as. But make sure that you boil the tannins out first. And you can see the oak tree behind me, right there. It's the tree with the duck house on it. And so some acorns have fallen here. The best time to harvest the acorns is in the fall, before the squirrels and natural animals have gotten to them. So right now, these are quite old. I probably would not harvest them to eat. Okay, so behind me, you'll see some tall plants. It has an oval kind of shaped leaf with a bit of a sawed edge and a point. So this plant is a wild cherry. The cherries will be very bitter, but that's kind of the way they are. But you could use them as a substitute for any kind of berry you would buy in the store. So if you wanted to make a jam, a tart, some muffins and put them in there, those are all options for this wild cherry plant. Yet, that should happen later in the summer to the fall. Alright, so next to me, we have one edible plant and one very poisonous plant, and they look almost identical. This plant is snakeroot, and it has the same narrow leaf and jagged edges as the nettle plant, and I want to be kind of careful when I grab it because there are spiky hairs that have a toxin in it that will make me very itchy. So you can still see the very jagged edges and narrow leaf. The difference between them is the nettle will have fine hairs along the stem, and bugs often eat nettle, but they will not eat snakeroot. The exception are these tunnel worms that I've seen, or leaf miners, but if it has some bug holes in it, check for the hairs. Don't touch it with your bare hands because that will make you itchy. But if you wanted to harvest the soft leaves up on the top, the new growth, right there, those leaves are the most edible. You need to cook them before you eat them so that the toxin doesn't go in your mouth and cause the allergic reaction down your throat, which would be very, very harmful. So make sure that you pluck them with gloves and then cook them thoroughly in boiling water, which will release the toxins. For snakeroot, it is extremely poisonous. So please, if you're going to try to eat nettles, make sure you're 100% certain on your identification before you try this plant. The toxin on nettles is called formic acid, which is the same acid that's in bee stings. So if you're highly allergic to bees, maybe this would not be the best plant for you to experiment with. Be safe. So we have reached the top of the hill on Whitetail Ridge. So right next to me is Gobbler's Point. So you can stop and take a break and look out over this beautiful hill. But right behind me is a wild raspberry plant. So you can kind of see when they're younger or early in season, they have this reddish stem. And then when they're older, they get kind of a darker, almost bluish looking stem. And then there's tiny raspberries growing. So they should be almost getting into season pretty quick here. And we'll show you a close-up shot of the leaves so that you can identify them. Please be careful. As a raspberry, they have thorns, so just take caution. You might prick a finger. Hopefully you're not Sleeping Beauty, but everything should be good, and they are sweet and delicious. So right here, it's a little difficult to see. This is a dandelion. So hopefully everybody is familiar with what a dandelion looks like. But the entire plant is edible. You want to make sure you're taking it from an area that's not been sprayed so that you don't ingest those chemicals. But the yellow part of the flower is supposed to have a sweet honey-like flavor that you could add into cookies or other things. And then the other parts of the plant have a slightly more bitter taste, but you can prepare them in many different ways. You can even make dandelion tea. Okay, so right here you can see a violet. It has a heart-shaped leaf. When it is blooming in early spring, you can take the petals and you can make a jelly from it, and those are edible flowers. So, it's a violet. Okay, so at this point, I could continue down Whitetail Ridge, but I'm actually going to take us to this direction, which would be if you're facing this way, your left. So then we're going to go down Walnut Valley, and I will show you some walnuts which are on this trail. Posted, maybe wear better shoes than I did this morning. So right here, it's wrapped up in some bedstraw, but this is a gooseberry. So it's got kind of a 3-petal system that looks like a goose foot, is one way that I've heard to identify it. So if you look at it, it does have thorns as well, just like as the raspberry, and it has tiny green berries. So Most of the ones I've seen at the nature center are smooth gooseberries, so you can eat those raw and plain. But if you happen to find a hairy gooseberry, those need to be cooked before you can eat them. Okay, so we just came down the steps of Walnut Valley, and you can see another trail sign right here. If you chose to go backwards on this trip or hike, you could take Walnut Valley instead past the playscape and up the stairs and make a loop. The catch is, you can see behind me, this may look like a trail, but this is actually a service road. So all you're going to get is lost if you follow this. So head on up the stairs or continue down the trail this way back towards the nature center. Okay, all around the nature center and on the trails, we will find a plant called Sweet Cicely. So it looks like this. It's got kind of a purplish stem and it's very fuzzy, and the leaves are also fuzzy and soft. So we'll show you a close-up picture of what the leaves look like. Additionally, there are seed pods on this. Be careful because this one is covered in spider webs. But the plants, leaves, seeds, and roots are all edible. So if you take a plant like leaf and wash it off and chew it, it's going to taste kind of like black licorice. The most potent taste will be coming from the seeds. So if you pluck these out, put them in a cookie or something else, or put the leaves in the cookie, it's going to give a mild black licorice feel. So next to me, you can see a Kentucky coffee bean tree. So they will drop large pods that have small, smooth seeds within it. They're typically encased in kind of a greenish goo when you break open the pod, so you can rub your fingers together and it will typically fall off. But the tree has a compound parallel leaf, and these are mature trees, so we'll show you a picture, but it's a little difficult to see all the way up there. You can grind up the coffee beans and make them into a substitute for coffee. Behind me, you can see a black walnut tree. You can identify this tree by its bark. It's very rough, jagged bark. If you take a black walnut, you can roast it and then eat the seeds, or you can add it into other baked goods just like you would any other walnut. It does have a slightly more bitter taste than an English walnut or other alternative walnuts. Typically buy in the store is an English walnut, where this is a black walnut, so it will have that more bitter taste than an English walnut, which is typically fairly sweet. Thank you for joining us on our virtual hike. Please check out our other videos and content on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Okay, so all around me right here, you can see a very special plant called a plantain. So it has this is hopefully a broadleaf plantain. There's also a narrowleaf variety. So plantains are very interesting plants. They're a very common weed, and they have kind of this broad leaf pattern with very visible veins. If you're going to eat it, most sources I've read say that you're supposed to take the small new leaves because they're less bitter and woody. And they're supposed to have a taste similar to asparagus, like a nutty kind of asparagus taste. I'm going to try that today and see how it tastes. But if you're looking at it, that's what it's going to taste like. But if you're in a pinch, it also has medicinal properties. So you can use it almost as a bandage or an antibacterial treatment for small scrapes and cuts.